Oh,
This
this is gonna be
was
fun.
in ancient Rome, so it's not that wrong.
Okay.
True.
Oh my god, this is gonna be hard. Department of
What?
Abnormalities, a mysterious and secretive organization which may or may not be part of the SCP Foundation. They are to the SCP Foundation as the SCP Foundation is to the rest of the world. Probably not even real.
What? That's the problem we get when we're getting down into these really obscure groups of interest, air quotes. What the fuck? How? Like, it may or may not exist. It could be, and if it does exist, it's probably part of the Foundation, but we don't know. What?
Okay, let's just put this in. I'd
Wait.
say just put this in fucking.
Should we look at it like one of the SCPs first, quickly?
Probably.
Yeah.
I want to dismiss it, but we know nothing about it.
Okay,
Fair
but in the spirit of being somewhat dismissive, the only SCP we should look at is the one that's very close to being numbered 420.
Okay.
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 Oh,
Adult
okay.
content features sexual
Oh
things
my-
of link or language that but does not depict sexual acts.
Okay.
I chose well.
It's Euclid.
oh,
Okay. Alright, description. SCP-420... oh, God damn it. God damn it, God damn it, Hatchet.
4220.
Alright,
4220.
SCP-4220 refers to the Earth's moon. Current scientific
Wait, what?
consensus holds that the moon is the second densest satellite in the solar system, featuring a distinct crust, mantle, and core. This is inaccurate. A Foundation-funded research mission to the lunar surface conducted in 19redacted determined that the moon is hollow.
What the?
Despite this, 4220 exerts a gravitational force significantly more powerful than its estimated mass should permit. The lunar regolith has an average depth of approximately 6 kilometers. It is supported from below by an internal structure of unknown origin. This structure is composed of concrete, basalt, and iron arranged in a hexagonal lattice?
Yeah.
Yeah, lattice.
Got it. Interior access to possible via a man-made borehole 1 meter in diameter and approximately 50 meters in depth located in the South Pole. Aitken?
Yeah. I'm just gonna say Aitken.
Yeah. Basin, the deepest known impact crater on the lunar surface. At the bottom of the shaft is a hatch with a bolted metal placard bearing the words Department of Abnormalities.
Is this
So you
saying?
chose the correct one. Holy shit.
Is this saying that the Department of Abnormalities hollowed out the fucking moon?
Apparently.
What is that even linked to?
Yeah, what's that linked to?
3790, which is the other one that was on there. So, it's the SCP Foundation Department of Abnormalities. It's in London, United Kingdom. So yeah, it just goes to
Another article. Okay.
yeah. The hatch provides access to the mechanical airlock below, which is a sublunar complex designated as 4220-1. A semi-industrial silo built entirely out of beryllium copper. It is approximately half a kilometer in diameter and half a kilometer deep, and consists of 100 floors, separated by a spiral staircase in the center of the silo. Each floor contains several continuous rows of cubicles arranged in a spiral pattern, extending out from the staircase. The staircase wraps around a large pneumatic tube, 1 meter in diameter, that extends down from the top floor ceiling. Each cubicle contains a desk with a mechanical brass typewriter. Pneumatic tubing replaces the typewriter's ribbon. These tubes connected at the ceiling to form spiral patterns, which converge and connect to the pipe at the central staircase. A pair of mechanical brass hands are mounted to each typewriter via additional pneumatic tubes, and brass shoes are located on the ground at the foot of each desk. The hands type continually, only pausing when two sets of shoes move away from their cubicles and switch places. Some of the typewriters on each floor are damaged or non-functional. Their corresponding hands and shoes remain immobile. The stylus with tapers off sharply at the bottom of the staircase, which terminates in a circular balcony starting at the central pipe. The pipe continues down a shaft approximately 1 meter in diameter, with an unknown depth which has been sealed with a mixture of lunar regolith and cement. A mechanical dial is affixed to the pipe at the balcony level, labeled contamination. Since containment of -1 began, the dial has increased from 75 to 85 to a possible maximum of 100. The type of unit this dial is measuring remains unknown. 4220-2 is the far side of the moon. Redacted, level 5 clearance required. Okay, so we got the history. And then 4220-1 historical summary. By 1960, both the Americans and Soviets recognized that the knowledge of 4220 posed a threat to normalcy for their respective cultures. However, the nature of the space race meant that neither side could stop their programs to land a man on the moon without incurring significant socio-cultural and political losses. Publicly, both countries competed with non-anomalous technology to achieve this goal. But privately, American and Russian scientists engaged in a secondary clandestine space race, one driven by anomalous assets and prior technology. I'm going to say this before I continue. I almost called Russian Romanian.
Oh my god.
Well,
Barely
you
any
have the
letters.
right dyslexia.
God damn it.
Curse you, dyslexia!
This race was conducted to reach the moon in secret, discover its true nature, and determine whether or not it could be weaponized. It's likely that Soviet...
Of course, their main their main motivation is, hey, can we weaponize the fucking moon?
Uh-huh.
It is likely that the Soviet Union's program inadvertently brought 4220-2's component parts together, and the American program inadvertently provided the materials to catalyze its formation. Oh, they work together!
Inadvertently work together. So.
It's more like the Russian one saw the things the American one set up and thought, you know what, I'm using this before you get to finish. Which is kind of a dick thing, but they were fighting, so...
Alright. Yeah, Addendum 4220.2 Helios. Upon learning of Russians' Luna program from Soviet defectors, then President John F. Kennedy, who had previously resisted the use of anomalies in the space race, reluctantly authorized the Black Project, codenamed Helios, confirmed by personnel involved with Operation Thunderbolt. The goal of the Helios program was to determine the nature of the artificial structures of the moon and take control of them before the Soviet Union. Due to Russia's lead in the space race, Kennedy allowed the Pentagram, the occult branch of the Department of Defense, to take control of the project under the direction of the late John Whiteside Jack Parsons, an American rocket engineer, chemist, and Thalamite occultist who worked as a consultant for the U.S. government's para-rocketry program for several years after his death in 1952. Project Helios culminated in the construction and launch of the nuclear pulse rocket Helios 1 on 19 redacted. It successfully reached 4220 within several hours of launch, then crash landed on the lunar surface, killing all onboard personnel and stranding Parsons. Damn. On account of Parsons' refusal to share insights on several critical elements on the rocket's design, the Pentagram was unable to replicate the work on Helios 1 or recover the rocket until the Apollo missions 1820. These missions failed to recover Helios 1's non-secone.
Nose cone.
Nose
count.
count.
During the shut up. During the construction of Lunar Area 100, Foundation personnel uncovered the graves of Helio 1's crew and its Nosecone, which was found to be haunted by Parsons. The Nosecone was delivered to Site 42, where a seance was conducted by Mobile Task Force when Embodied 10 Wake Up Dead.
It's a seance.
Seance.
It's a seance.
To anchor Parsons to a member of D class, Dr. Rochelle Delvon interviewed Parsons.
Russell.
Interviewed Parsons through D15636. Note these interviews comprise the Foundation's knowledge of Project Helios. This knowledge cannot be verified due to the Pentagram's refusal to confirm or deny Parsons' account. Alright, who wants to be the dead guy?
I can. Oh.
What?
I can. Yeah, I can do it.
I was gonna say you could probably do a pretty good voice for him.
Alright, so Hatchet wants to do the dead guy?
Yeah, I'll do the dead guy.
Alright. Mr. Parsons, thank you for joining our seance. To begin with, would you be willing to share the details on while you were on the moon?
Please call me Jack, or Belarian Armelius al-Dajjal, Antichrist, come to fulfill the law of the beast 666.
What?
But Jack is fine too. Anyways, the suits were up there for exactly the reasons you'd expect. Reds in space, spreading their godless communism.
Oh my god!
Oh, my head. Oh, my head.
I think this is perfect. Hatchet's reading it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm alright. Spreading their godless communism. But even they aren't the first to reach the moon. They'd found some bizarre man-made silos down there on the South Pole crater. All abandoned, and of course, that couldn't stand. So the pentagram had me build them a rocket to get to the moon, lickety-split. Helios 1.
Okay, oh, okay, I'm Jack. Thank you now.
I couldn't give less of a damn about their God-given right to spread democracy to the lunar surface. But in the 40s, you see, me and my ex-friend Ron is like we're friends.
John
Alexander,
the Foundation Scientology.
Oh, no.
So this is where Scientology came from.
You're doing good. Keep doing the jackass voice.
Democracy to the lunar surface. Back in the 40s, you see, me and my ex-friend, Ron, performed a series of esoteric sexual rituals we call the Babylon workings. We produced an elemental spirit that tried to conceive a child and tried to so unhinged.
He is super unhinged. You're doing great.
And tried to conceive a child with her. It half worked. We were never able to conceive, and
half worked and didn't work. It didn't work.
we never were able to conceive, and the bitch ran off with Ron. But then after I started consulting for the pentagram on Helios 1, it hit me. What if she was just some broad? Allie is like reference to Aleister Crowley, a renowned occultist who ostensibly died of tuberculosis in 1947.
Oh.
Okay. Allie even called the being we were trying to conceive the moon child. What if the real spirit was summoned on the moon? I had to go.
Oh my
Wait,
God,
hold
what the
on.
fuck is this?
I don't know. Hold on. What do you went along with the project because you thought you summoned a sex spirit on the moon.
I wouldn't say went along. Now, stowed away, that's more accurate. The pentagram wouldn't let their chief engineer board the rocket. What if it blew up? Luckily, I was able to contact Crowley by possessing his latest flea.
Oh my God.
He helped me modify the pentagram's binders on me, and so, at Crowley's bidding, I haunted the nose cone of Helios 1 on its maiden voyage, which worked perfectly until it crashed on the lunar surface. But that's rocket science for you. Mistakes happen. It's how you learn from them. That matters.
Oh
This is
my God.
amazing. This is one of my favorite SCPs now.
He's such a degenerate.
Oh my god, I saw a bit further ahead. Could you?
I don't think he even says Pentagon right the entire time.
Oh,
Well,
pentagram. This
the pentagram is like a specific group within this.
Yeah,
Oh.
I believe it is another group of interests we're gonna look at.
Also, we
the
should
pentagram
probably
is
not.
probably like.
What was
I
that?
was gonna say
Wait, what?
we should probably not use the term degenerate.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, could you tell us anything about the design of Helios 1? How it was designed, how it was propelled, etc.?
Helios 1 is a theonuclear pulse engine rocket. Theonuclear. We coined that in '59 as well. That's a patent on the name. There's a patent on the name based on the teleolum design that generates repeated theonuclear pulses for propulsion. Some of my finest work, really. Helios used a theonuclear and orgone,
Is
an
he
esoteric,
bragging or being an asshole?
What the fuck?
an esoteric energy strongly linked with sexual thaumaturgy. I feel like I'm having a stroke.
Why does he make everything about sex?
Used theonuclear and orgone energy. The orgone powered the ship's systems, compressed the souls, and recharged them for further detonation. I'm really quite proud of it. I implemented a special bi-channeling system into the frame of the rocket and designed the geometry in such a way as to harness special sexual magics. I can draw it for you if you like. Parsons is provided with a piece of paper and pen and proceeds to draw a diagram of Helios 1.
Isn't that... That's a penis.
No, actually,
What the
why?
fuck?
Why does this feel like me and Hedgick communicating with each other?
And why am I reading your lines? No, actually, it's Helios 1. I'm glad you caught on to the design, though. It's the culmination of years of research into occult architecture and orgone channeling. You see, the rocket's geometry works to funnel orgone energy from the tip down the shaft to the base. The theonuclear fuel is stored in the tanks here, pointing to the circles at the base of the diagram, which is siphoned into the base and compressed by the orgone. It then detonates against the pusher plate here, pointing to the middle of the main shaft on the diagram, which propels the rocket upwards. Excess orgone is funneled into insulating walls of the fuel tanks, which draws the fuel back into the chamber for recapture and recycling. It's totally emission free, 100% clean energy. Well, in the energy sense. Worked like a charm.
Alright, so until they crash on the lunar surface, do you have an idea what might have caused that? Sabotage, perhaps?
Oh, yes, very unfortunate. I didn't want to install traditional retro rockets on the thing, you see. Too much negative energy, slowing down and softening. And
Why does he make everything about sex? He's been dead for a long time, but he's still horny.
the fucking the goddamn pentagram. Also, the goddamn U.S. government launched a giant metal dick at the moon. Oh, that means that the nose cone is probably the fucking the the fucking glands. So the SCP Foundation had to pick up a giant severed penis tip, bring it back to Earth, and then do a seance to get the guy's soul out of the penis tip into a D class. What are we reading?
A very horny person.
Oh, okay. Install traditional retro rockets. You see, too much negative energy, slowing down and softening. Instead, the rocket was designed to channel orgone energy to reverse the polarity of the thrusters, but the crew just could not get enough of a rhythm going to ensure proper sexual flow.
They have to masturbate to get it to move.
We don't know if it was that or if they had to do some other sexual acts, but they weren't into it enough.
They space orgied into death on a giant penis.
Writing. Wait, how would that affect the sexual flow affect the death?
So instead of turning around and slowing to a halt on the lunar surface, we crashed. Explosive decompression. They weren't wearing spacesuits. Damn things would have done a number on the sexual kundalini flow through their chakras.
So they probably were having an orgy.
They were naked in space having an orgy, but they didn't orgy right.
Yeah.
They didn't orgy. They didn't orgy right is a fucking wild statement to hear.
Is there a better way to word it, Hatchet?
I don't think there is. It's still just wild.
I've seen it.
Oh,
Okay.
there's so much from this guy. I love it.
I'm trying to see if there's any more information on the group. Because that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, this is funny.
Oh, wait. Probably right here.
Yes.
Because I saw
Holy-
contamination, which was written on one of the walls. But so far, it looks like it was just like the place has been abandoned.
Yeah.
Yeah, for all we know, it might be older than the SCP Foundation.
So we're not getting information on the group of interest, which is what we're supposed to be looking for. So
I'm
We
having
definitely
fun.
got information.
Listen, Bright, if you're trying to redirect this stream away from talking about fucking Parsons' gigantic metal orgy dick that was blasted into the moon, I'm not having it. We're reading this to its completion.
Alright, we'll read the Parsons thing to completion, then we'll go to
Yeah.
another SCP. Alright.
Let's not blue ball him.
Alright. Let's not blue ball Hatchet, okay?
No, the character. The character.
I hereby move that we launch Bright into the moon
Fuck you.
on a phallic rocket.
Okay.
Oh my god.
You know, it
Okay.
probably gained similar results. We can put her in a cat. Or a chicken.
Oh my god.
Bright, we're feeding you to the chickens.
Oh my god.
Okay. Parsons. Can you tell me something? What do you think the most glorious trait of the human soul is?
I don't know. Our spirit?
Everything. Our indomitable will, our thirst for knowledge, our perseverance, our courage, our ability to push ourselves to the limit and conquer all of God's creation. Our insatiable curiosity, insatiable lust. The most glorious trait of the human soul is that it never stops. Also, the fact that it can be extracted as an isoenergetic superfluid, which can be harnessed as a source of perpetual energy.
Could, could, could you repeat the last part? I don't think I heard you right.
Your soul is actually an indefinite source of kinetic, electrical, and thermal energy. The issue is that its energy is limitless, but its actual power output minimal. But we got past that. We figured out how to make it undergo radiation-free nuclear fission, with the bonus that once the soul detonates, wait, once the soul detonates, it resettles into a non-detonated superfluid, as I said. Perseverance. And as I also said, whilst engaging in sexual congress with one Mysis Alexis Santania in the back of an Oldsmobile in 59. That perseverance makes it the perfect fuel source for a nuclear pulse engine. Really, there was only one thing wrong with it.
Right, sexual congress aside. But you're dead by then. Sorry, more importantly, what was wrong with...
I was, but Miss Santana was not. But back to the
What the fuck?
But back to matter at hand. The only problem is that you need a lot of souls, fresh ones too. You can't just go to any old graveyard and dig up some bodies. Souls don't stick around bodies that long, at least not ones that died happy.
Oh my
Oh
god.
God.
On acquiring souls. We were somewhere on the edge of New Akota. Akota? New Akota when the drugs began to take hold.
Oh no.
No, Lakota.
Oh no.
George... Gia. What did... Trail tear studs, so what does that have to do with...
No.
Oh
No.
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 Dr. Delvin, I sense a worldly spirit in you. If you were looking for spirits with oh gods, with
Oh
unfinished
no!
No.
unfinished business in these United States, spirits who died in pain or seek revenge for their families, who would you look for?
Native Americans.
Bingo! Oh my gods, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
They
I
harvested.
feel as Devin, you should sound way more upset, like disappointed something. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. Sylvan.
I
Yeah, I had Sylvan, yeah.
I just they har I mean, I guess I can't really think of a more quintessentially American thing to do other than
Uh-huh.
harvest the resenting the resentment and anger from the people we slaughtered to launch a flying dick into the moon.
Yeah.
This is the most American SCP ever
It
created.
is, and I hate it, and I love it, and I hate it, and I love it.
Anyways, let's keep going.
Okay. Bingo! All that pent-up rage and hatred makes for a hell of a turbocharge. Me and some of the boys from the lab went on a road trip in 59, all across the southern U.S. We were ghost hunting, following the trail
Oh
of tears
no.
across the
God.
country. And I dare say, it was the time of my afterlife, stopping off in a small town Americana, smoking enough weed to fill a garden, flirting with the local ladies, bringing them to the closest cemetery, and doing quite a bit of
What the fuck?
desecrating. Okay, I gotta reread this without stopping. Smoking enough weed to fill a garden, flirting with the local ladies, and bringing them to the closest cemetery and doing quite a bit of desecrating, if you catch my drift. Then vacuuming up the spirits that emerged. It was a blast and a half.
Oh my gosh!
Mr. Parsons, Jack, I must say that I must find these actions rather reprehensible.
What? Shagging in a boneyard? What? Shagging in a boneyard? Don't worry. As a spirit myself, I say it's fine.
Oh my gosh, he
As a
doesn't
side
get it. He doesn't get it.
As a side note, I forget her name all of a sudden, but the lady who wrote Frankenstein would agree with this.
Oh,
Fun
that's
fact.
rather unfortunate.
What?
I just heard an insect die in my air conditioner.
Oh.
It flew right into the blades.
That's an unpleasant thing. But yeah, what is her name? Why am I?
You
Frankenstein.
said the person who wrote Frankenstein?
Yeah.
Her last name was Shelley.
Yeah, Mary Shelley. Yeah, fun fact, she lost her virginity on her parents' gravestone.
Oh my god.
That's a thing.
She was a very unhinged lady, and I love her for that. Anyway, what, shagging in a boneyard? Don't worry, as a spirit myself, I say it's fine. If you mean the systematic target exploitation of the Cherokee, even past dead, what the hell do you want me to say?
God.
Parsons stands up and...
The worst part
puts
is
his
this is like my people that he did this to.
Should I be happy that he didn't touch my people?
Maybe.
I mean, the Trail of Tears probably included every Native American group, or almost all of them. Well, almost all the ones on the United States. So I can't say
Well.
it doesn't include it, but
Well, east of the United States.
Yeah. Yeah, there are different ones for
Blackfoot tribes are Central Plains.
Oh, I will also say it's certainly a vibe being probably one of the whitest people in this call. Reading about fucking role-playing this jackass talking about the target exploitation of another person's ancestors in this voice call. This is definitely a vibe. Not a good one, but it's a vibe.
Oh my god.
This is easily one of the best SCPs we've ever read through. Okay.
Hey, it's a better vibe than the one guy in college who confidently said, "Aren't the Blackfoot a part of the Cherokee Nation?"
Oh,
Oh
God.
my god.
Oh,
Oh god.
I've been shot.
You're better than him. You're way better.
What, you were shot in the ear? I'm sorry.
No, I was. Wait,
What?
what?
Shot by his
What?
stupid?
I was
shot by a
referencing.
stupid-
I was referencing don't being shot.
Oh,
He wasn't even shot, really.
it's
He was
grazed.
just shot at.
The fucking retired fireman behind him is the one that got shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trump, like, it's not even known if it was, he was, honestly, I don't think he was actually injured because a
No.
bunch of analysts, a bunch of experts have literally said if it had gotten too close to his face, like he said it was, like, close enough to touch him, it would have done more damage than just, like, a cut.
Yeah.
fair enough.
Also, yeah, if it had like actually hit his ear, like like his ear would like be
The caliber was strong enough that it would have just blasted his ear off, basically.
yeah.
Gotcha.
I
Anyway,
don't know what caliber grazed my dad's arm, but I know he was grazed on the arm by a bullet once, and that never exactly looked clean. It wasn't like a
Gotcha.
tiny cut. It was like this like bumpy hole.
Yeah.
Anyways,
either
back
way,
to the SCP.
yeah, either way, as a side note, remember that anytime you see some like batshit religious conservative saying that they know that Trump is heralded by God because God saved him from the bullet. Just remember, every time they say that, they're also inadvertently saying that God aimed that bullet into the into the chest of a firefighter behind him.
Oh God.
Anyway, uh target exploitation of the Cherokee even past death? What the hell do you want me to say? Parsons stands up and puts his hands on the seance table. Anything to stop the relentless march of communism. The upper brass said. I said, surely, there must be a better way. We can just kill a few million mice or something. Haven't these people suffered enough? But you know, the military, what the military wants, the military gets. I figured I might as well enjoy myself, okay? You think I would even fight them? You think I could even fight them? I'm as much a victim as the
Oh my
Cherokee.
god.
Oh my God.
Dude. Okay, go ahead, Bray.
I
I can
apologize.
feel your urge to strangle this imaginary character.
Same.
I feel the urge to strangle myself playing this imaginary character.
You're not him.
Kinky. Anyways.
Oh my
What?
god.
Oh
Okay.
god, that actually works with this guy. Don't say that.
Also, but just because you said, wait, what the
Anyways.
fuck is that? There we go.
I apologize, Jack. I didn't mean to insulate your brain. How did you vacuum up the spillets?
Trade secret. The Gias, the Gias? GEAs? The GEAs, those bastards, put on me. The GEAs those bastards put on me got stale.
I gotta look that up. What the fuck is that?
Yeah. Or the Gias? Gias?
It might be something said with an accent.
Okay.
The
Oh.
Gias.
It looks like so it's like a magical command, magical spell kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a vow or a curse or some shit like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And that's probably what Code Geass refers to. Just with an extra S.
Yeah.
Okay. The Geass those bastards put on me got stale, but it's still kicking in bits and places. I can
Sure.
tell you that it did not involve a vacuum, but it did involve orgone. Why do you think I mentioned the shagging? Crowley and I figured out all kinds of wonderful things you could do with the stuff, like creating a moon goddess or extracting human souls from underground. And when the pentagram dug me up, well, they have ways of making you talk.
Mm.
Can you tell us anything about your time on the moon between the crash of Hilarious 1 and the being found by us?
At first, I was rather miffed. All my work foiled because the crew couldn't maintain their libido. Oh my gods, it was that. They just fucked until they couldn't fuck any longer, and that caused the dick to ram into the moon.
Oh my God.
But
To
I
be
coped.
fair, that would be a lot of dicking he would be requiring them to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can't be hard forever. There's only so long.
Also, it is very important to mention. I think it's very important to mention that unless like this secret section moved away from standard US military policy at the time, then I think it's pretty conclusive that this is a dick that was powered basically entirely by gay sex.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
It's just guys on there. They probably didn't allow women. in.
Oh, you're right.
So it's just a gay orgy on the dick. Anyway,
Yeah.
Dick orgy on dick.
okay. At first, I was rather miffed. All my hard work foiled because the crew couldn't maintain their libido. But I coped. The orgone was draining from the wreckage faster than I would have expected. To be honest, I had lived a rich and full afterlife. Really, boredom was the enemy. Spent some time writing plays and acting them out with the crew. I went mad for a decade. And two, you lose track of time when your brain flies the coop's nest, but then got bored and went sane again.
So you abandoned the original mission.
I take offense at that. I picked up again after I went sane. Would you believe that after all that time, I was still anchored to the nose cone? Sometimes I amaze myself. So I went hunting, and I did. In fact, rediscover the structures that we had gone looking for originally. The South Pole Aitken Basin. Parsons stops talking and stares into the distance. Dr. Delvin attempts to regain his attention unsuccessfully for a minute.
Jack, are you alright?
I went down there.
Down the well.
I know why I appeared to you. Parsons grabs Dr. Delvin. Okay, I'm grabbing you by the shoulders. I know why I appeared to you. It was a tomb. There was a man down there, a being, a specter, a shade. I don't know. There's a thing down there, and it has been rent into many little pieces, and each of those pieces is locked in a cage. But I saw those pieces, and they saw me.
I
Security
have a feeling he
details.
does not want to unrent the pieces.
Yeah. The security detail steps forward and shoots Parsons with a tranquilizer dart, despite being anchored to D15. The darts have a delayed effect on Parsons. I don't know what happened. It forced its way up, or maybe the moon goddess rejected it, but it was never meant to be seen. We weren't the first men on the moon, but we should have been the last. At this point, the tranquilizer takes effect. Parson falls unconscious. The seance is terminated.
Alright. Alright, so
So
Okay,
originally, so they went on something that was basically what that old group or had made.
Yeah, so the group of interest were trying to ascertain information about were the first ones on the moon actually, and they made structures inside the hollow moon and had some guys, something evil, assuming evil, split into pieces and imprisoned there.
yeah. Alright. So this is already gonna be interesting. By the order of the Overseas Council, entry into 3790 is forbidden.
Fair enough.
Description: 3790 is a structure located beneath the abandoned Port Superior Canning Company warehouse in London, United Kingdom. The only access to the space is down a narrow stairwell that ends in a short black door. The door is free of identifying markings, save for a small metal placard just above the door handle that reads SCP Foundation Department of Abnormalities. The remainder of this file has been locked by the 05 order. The interior of 3790 consists of several descending levels, which each consisting of a hallway containing 4 doors, 2 per side, and a graded freight elevator at the far end of the corridor, leading to the lower levels. While there is evidence of prior human activity within 3790, the structure appears to have been abandoned for a considerable amount of time. Each of the doors is a solid, heavy metal door with a sliding panel covering a small glass viewport into the dimly lit chamber beyond. The doors, some of which are rusted but otherwise undamaged, have some point in the past had their handles and unlocking mechanisms removed and had been welded shut. The only distinguishing marks on these doors are small metal placards located just beneath the sliding panel. These placards usually bear what is believed to be the designation for the contents of the chamber, though in some cases the placards have been removed or are damaged. A cupboard holding a legal pad hangs on the back of the main access door. Some pages appear to have been torn away from the pad. The frontmost intact piece of paper contains a list of names and a short note, and the remainder of the pages are irrelevant. I think it's about time. We need to lock down the other sites before I go. Take care. 1 locked, 2 locked, 3 locked, 4 locked, 5 locked, 6 locked, V unlocked. God damn it, 7 unlocked.
8 unlocked.
8 unlocked, 9 unlocked, 10 unlocked. 9 locked,
9 is locked.
10 locked. Wait, what does the clicks do? Oh, it goes to an international SCP. That's neutralized.
Oh.
Okay, so these are SCPs. This one just has to be dead.
These might be all the places that group had opened. These might be things connecting to the same group, but
Yep, here's
international.
4220.
Oh my god.
The elevator has access to 7 levels of the structure. No records of the Foundation ever having the Department of Abnormalities exist. No information regarding the structure has been documented. Addendum 3790.1 Chamber Contents. The following is a list of rooms on each floor. The text on each door is placard and a visual description of the contents of each chamber if possible. Level 1. Room 1, placard name Vivaldi. Description chambers empty.
Vivaldi.
Vivaldi.
He's a famous composer.
Description: chambers empty aside from a violin propped in a far corner of the room. The bow is broken on the ground in front of it.
Oh man. Now
That's
I'm
messed up.
gonna have Vivaldi's the intro to Vivaldi's Winter stuck in my head for hours.
Room 2, placard name Montezuma's Face. Description: an ornate wooden chest with gold inlays and a large steel lock sits on a table in the middle of the chamber. A quiet clicking sound like that of a clock is barely audible from within the chamber. Room 3 is just empty. There's no placard name. Alright, room 4, placard name. Placard has been damaged and text is unreadable. Chamber is empty. Long gashes cover the walls. Pieces of bone are visible across the chamber floor. Oh, that's depressing. It looks like I was trying to get out but died.
Fun.
Level 2, room 1, placard name Ian. Description: a thin, pale man in a straitjacket wearing a blindfold sits in the corner of the chamber. Room 2, placard name The Crying Boy. Description: a canvas is set up in the room, a sheet is draped over it.
Oh, that's a reference to like an actual supposed cursed painting.
Ooh. Room 3, placard name The Watchers. Description: 3 vaguely humanoid figures are held in a far corner of the room, looking away from the door. The figures can be seen shifting slightly, but due to lighting conditions within the chamber, no details can be made out. Room 4, no placard. Description: beyond the door appears to be another dark hallway. Level 3, room 1, placard named Infinite Cold. Description: the floor of the chamber is covered with a thin layer of water. The interior of the room seems to be considerably larger than its exterior physical dimensions would allow. Room 2, placard named Sorrow. Description: a pedestal rests in the middle of the chamber. 4 parallel lines in the dust, consistent with finger marks, imply that whatever was upon it has recently been removed. Room 3, placard name World Without Man. Description: chamber is empty. Well, damn. Room 4, placard name Adam's Hatred. Description: a billowing distinct black shape is visible in the back of the room.
Oh,
Level 4. Room 1. Placard named the Morning Star. Description: a rusted sword hangs on a rack in the back of the room. The door to the chamber feels warm.
Okay. Okay. My historic arms and armor enjoying brain is a little miffed at that. The Morning Star. A
it's
term that's
also the name for Lucifer.
Yeah, Lucifer Morning
Yeah.
Star.
Well, I was gonna
Well,
say,
Lucifer
like,
means morning star.
Oh.
I was gonna say, they've got a weapon on a rack. Why is it not a Morning Star?
Yeah.
That's a good question. That's why I
a-
said it's the name of the weapon. It's not the act. They just picked the Lucifer name.
Yeah.
True. I'm just like, I feel like it would be the more
Better as a
fitting.
morning star.
Yeah, better if it was an actual Morning Star, just a rusted spiked mace hangs on a rack in the back of the room.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Room 2. Placard named Wormwood. Description: viewport is obscured. I remember Wormwood being mentioned in another anomaly. I forgot which one, though.
Yeah.
Room 3. Placard named Harmonious Necklace. Description: a simple golden necklace hangs on a post in the back of the room, which is lit by a small, tall candle. The chamber does not appear to have a floor. Wait, so there's
What?
just no floor?
Yeah, okay.
Room 4. No placard. Description: chamber is unlit. Individuals who look into this room feel a lingering sense of dread afterward. Level 5. Room 1. Placard named The Heart of Man. Description: inside the chamber is a single still beating human heart suspended from a ceiling by a wire. The interior of the chamber seems distorted.
Huh.
Room 2. Placard named Tool marks indicate that placard has been pried off. The word hello is scratched into the metal where the placard should be. Description: sliding panel is welded shut. Room 3. Placard named Channel 55. Description: a small CRT television sits in the center of the room. Something is playing on the screen, but a dark cloth has been draped over the top of it. Channel 55 is an SCP! Room 4. Placard named Living Nightmare. Description: a dirty twin mattress on a simple metal frame rests in the middle of the room. A figure is lying on the mattress with the sheet pulled up over them. Level 6. Room 1. Placard named Mr. Silence. Description: a tall black wooden box rests against the back wall. It is bound in chains and locks. A bright purple W is embezzled on its front and gold trim. That's no entertainment. This is one of the little misters.
Emblazoned. Embezzled.
Shut up.
Right, do you know what embezzling is?
Yes, I do. Fuck off. Anyways. But yeah,
The
that's
box embezzled things.
which makes me wonder what Mr. Silence does.
Hmm.
Well, he's
I don't
locked
think-
away permanently, so who knows?
Right.
I don't think that's like an actually recognized little mister.
I'm only assuming because it's a
No.
bright purple W, and that is Wonder Entertainment's logo.
Oh yeah, Wondertainment, right.
Yeah, it's basically an unofficial but official one. I guess it's not technically official because there's no way Mr. Silence is getting out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he might be more dangerous than Mr. Fish.
But at the same time, didn't we at some point have like an actual roster of little misters that had been produced and
Yeah.
like all of them are accounted for? So where the fuck did Mr. Silence come from?
Who knows?
Well, like said before, it probably wasn't listed because it's never getting out.
That, as well as the part of anomalies, could be an anomaly itself and created this and just put the W there itself.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Room 2, placard name, the dead man's chair. Oh no, that reminds me of the other chair.
Yeah.
Description: a wooden chair sits in the far corner of the room. A faint shadow can be seen sitting on it in it, which disappears upon a second viewing. Oh wait, I wonder if this is referencing that one chair where I think it was like a serial killer who was on it and then got taken by police, and then whoever sits on the chair is doomed to die or something like that. I know it's a real life chair. I forgot its fucking name. Like, it's a cursed chair. Because they had to put the chair on the ceiling, if I remember correctly.
I could look it up. I think it's British.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a reference to that chair.
Could be.
I'm looking it up right now. Bisbee stoop chair.
Yeah, I knew it was a real life fucking chair. Oh no, DJ Cactus helped make this one. I knew the background seemed so familiar. God damn it. It's a good SCP. Room 3, clicker name. Is it Utsi or Otzi? Because it has a symbol on top.
Oopsie.
Otzi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Description: a layer of ice covers the viewport and obscures visibility. A dark sheet can be seen in the middle of the room, although no details can be distinguished. Room Huh?
Oh, I know what that's a reference to.
What?
Otzi is the name of I believe, the earliest natural mummy we have. Because, like,
Oh.
an archaeological find that gave us a really good... Yeah, Otzi the Iceman.
Damn.
Otzi, also called the Iceman, is a natural mummy of a man who lived between 3,350 and 3,105 BC.
Damn.
He was so well preserved that we know his tattoos, we know what he ate, we know his old injuries he had and the ones that he died from.
Yeah,
Basically,
we can pretty confidently say that he was murdered.
Yeah.
He has a, what was it? What looked like a bronze axe blade mark on the back of his head, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't like the next one.
Anyway, real quick, I will. Obviously, if you don't want to see mummified man, don't click on it. But there's the Wikipedia article to him.
Gotcha. Yeah. The next one. This does not sound good. Room 4, placard name, Apollyon's Crown. Description: a silver lockbox rests on a table in the middle of the room. Notably, the exterior of the door is covered in scratch marks, as if something trying to get into the chamber.
oh,
Level 7. Although the opening of the 7th level is visible through the graded floor of the elevator, the lift mechanism appears to have been modified and can no longer access that floor. So, basically what we got from this article, the Department of Abnormalities had to leave for whatever reason.
Honestly, the descriptions of like how these different containment procedures are done sounds more like an art exhibit than anything else.
Yeah.
To a certain degree.
Yeah.
I think it's like they were contained with never meaning to uncontain them.
Yeah. It can be selected. Yeah.
I feel bad for Mr. Silence, though.
Yeah. I feel like, given how, like, assuming that this organization functions somewhat similarly to the SCP Foundation, should we just put it in the same category?
I think it does function the same as them, but what happened to
them? More incompetent.
Yeah, what happened to them? Because, like, only information we got to them disappearing.
Yeah, are they incompetent or are they not?
Yeah.
I don't think they're incompetent, but something happened to them.
Yeah, because this is, think it's about time. You unlocked any other sites before I go, take care. And 3 are unlocked, which is not good.
So, lawful neutral. We don't know where they went, but they were lawful neutral.
Yeah.